20 cholera patients. Were their bodies disposed of by cremation?
Yeah.
And who did that? Who did the cremations?
The orderlies did. We did it. Had to build a fire, take the fire stake, put the bodies on.
And how easy is it to get bamboo to burn?
There's always, you can always find a stack of old, the dry bamboo, dead bamboo. We never seem to have any shortage of bamboo to burn, or wood to burn. We always have fires. Cooks had fire, cookhouse fires going all the time. But during the cholera epidemic, we had buckets of boiling water that you had to dip your food utensils in to sterilise before you drew your food. Make sure there never got any flies on it. We even stopped, when we could get tobacco, we even stopped rolling cigarettes because you never know what's on your hands, you see.
Yes.
You be careful what you're putting in your mouth.
Yes.
Because it's so easy to get cholera.
I find it hard to understand that just by dipping your dixies in boiling water, it's sufficient to
kill the
germs.
Kill the germs, yeah.
Clearly it worked.
It's better than nothing.
Yes.
Maybe it was faith healing,
Yes.
but it was better than nothing.
And your clothing, whilst you're up on the line, did you have boots?
The funny thing happened, it seemed to diminish. You never got any better. It used to wear out.
Yes.
But it was a very funny sight.
Yeah. So did you have a jacket nappy or
No, I managed to take up 2 pairs of shorts with me.
and boots? Did you manage to have a pair of boots the whole time?
I had the same pair of boots I joined the army with. I'm a great advocate for Baxter's boots. They were a fantastic pair of boots.
Yeah. All right, now so we'll go back now to Changi. You've left the railway and you've gone back to Changi.
Yep.
And how long were you there before we get to
From
what we call
December
now
43 to August 45.
August 45, very nearly 2 years.
We thought there was no going to end.
And how did you hear of the peace being declared?
The Dicky Bird.
Is this the clandestine radios?
Yeah. They were very well organised. They kept it under very strict control, and they had a selected few people who were given a certain amount of information, and they were stood up and they would go to each hut and very quietly tell the inmates what was going on.
And what was it? What day was peace? Is it the 15th of
August the 15th.
August? In 1945. What was the change? Was there a change of attitude by the Japanese that was discernible?
Well, we knew when the war had finished on the 15th of August, the next day we were told, shut up, don't say anything, because it's only, at the moment there are no occupation troops on the island. When they do come, there'll only be a few hundred to start. But for God's sake, don't do anything stupid. Just go about your work, go on the working parties, do your job and come back. They went out, and before you couldn't whistle or sing or talk. But we noticed when the boys came back they were whistling and they weren't stopped, and the guards had no beltings. And then all of a sudden working party stopped.
Yes.
There was no reprisals. This silly show they had on the ABC about Changi was a load of rubbish. When it's finished, we never saw a guard. They just disappeared quietly, and nothing happened. Everybody did think like that. We were laughing and joking, but no nips, no nothing. Next thing we know, in come the occupation troops.
Did any arrive initially by parachute or?
I don't know. The ones I saw came through the main gate.
Okay. And then how quickly did you get back to Australia?
I got back, I had to stay back, or we had to stay back, until all the sick troops had gone.
Yes.
The fit troops, they went by plane, we flew them out, and the sick people went by hospital ship. So we got all the sick away, and then I was flown out amongst 10 others, 15 others, in Catalina.
Now, Roy Mills wasn't well. When did he go out?
Roy was in hospital. Roy was in hospital from the time we got back from the Air Force. He was back hospitalised right away. And I think he would have come back by ship, I think. I don't know exactly. But I presume he would come back by ship. He was a pretty sick boy.
Whoops.
I think you might have disengaged.
Yes.
No,
I've just
power's still on.
put it out of focus.
Oh, it dropped down there.
Sorry about that. That's better. And during the period, you said when you were back there and waiting to come home to Australia, you were working with the sick people. Which doctors did you work with during that period?
I'm sorry.
While you were waiting to come back to Australia yourself, I think you implied that you were working as a nursing orderly looking after
Yes,
sick
I was working
people.
in hospital.
And you must have had contact with a different lot of officers, medical officers.
Yes, yes.
Do you recall any of them?
Yes, Billy Colonel was one of them. Kevin Fagan was another one. The Carls, Lloyd Carl.
Oh yes, there were two Carls, weren't there?
Lloyd and Frank. And Rowley Richards.
But he was the boyish looking
And the
person.
second 24 Regiment. And then there's some Dutch doctors there. And 3 Indian doctors. They were WO2s, WO1 they were. And that's about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cale? Oh yes. Fagan was another one of our knights, wasn't he? He was knighted subsequently, I think.
He was
knighted.
he?
The same as Dunlop
Kevin.
and Coates
Kevin.
was. Yeah,
He was
I
a
have a
good
feeling he was.
surgeon, he was. Yeah.
Did you have any contact with any of the doctors that went up and looked after the natives?
No.
Yeah, there were about 8 Australian doctors that went and looked after the
They
natives.
don't give me their job.
Then when you got back to Australia, how long was it before you were discharged?
I was discharged on the 12th of December.
The same year?
Every time I went back to, DFO? No. What would it be? Anyway, every time I went back, reported back, they used to give me 30 days leave. 28 days leave this year. And I'm sure that if I hadn't have said no, I want to get out, I could still be drawing 28 days leave. They didn't want to discharge me, they didn't. But anyway, I finally got out and I was discharged on the 13th of December.
Now,
12th of December.
and I don't know if you've told me that you continued in the citizen military forces.
Yes, I went back to the same old job. And while I was there, one of my mates, he was a captain in the militia. And he said, look about joining up. I was totally stupid, I just done nearly 6 years. I wanted better help because to get off the ground, it's a bit hard to get recruits. So I'm talking about went back for a couple of years in the 77th Lancers, which was an armoured division.
Yes, yeah.
We had 2 scout cars and a 3-ton truck.
So that would have been a little bit later though. That would have been 1948.
That would be 48. That would be
48, 49 maybe.
Yeah.
Right, but you were married in 1947.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, right.
And how did you meet Hilda?